Hey, good morning, y'all. So, it has been long overdue since I've done a video or a post of any sort, and I want to come on here and tell you what's happening, where I've been, what's been going on with Ricky Speaks Life, and the direction that it's going, but I'm still a little unsure on things with that. So let's hang out for a couple seconds and hear what's happening. So first of all, I want to apologize for being so absent, but also thank you guys for being patient. Those who follow me and have followed Ricky Speaks Life, the stories that I've told. So thank you for all that. Thank you for everything you guys have done in support of Ricky Speaks Life, and that's not taken lightly. So thank you. So where have I been, or actually, what caused the absence? Right. So my Facebook account was phished. To those of you who may not know what phishing is, it's where a fake account created by some person that's doing illegal activity on the internet had sent me a message on Facebook saying that I was under copyright infringement. This was through Ricky Speaks Life's page. And I was confused, but then the more that I thought about it, I was posting scripture and know that there are some copyright things when it comes to the like posting or referencing scripture and things like that. But I learned that afterwards. So, anywho, when it came to Facebook, it said contact, like click this link to contact the Facebook support. And so I did. And a couple days later, I couldn't log in to my Facebook. And then I got notifications that that apparently the person was posting something really bad. I don't know, but it went against Facebook's policies, and because that's always clear on what their policies are, because these companies like this can change it in any way. With that, it was unclear what really happened, but the person created a bunch of ads which charged Ricky Speaks Life's PayPal account. And thankfully, I reached out to PayPal, and they were able to return those funds to the Ricky Speaks Life bank account. But I have not yet been able to recover my Facebook. I reached out to the Facebook support, and it's just a ridiculous thing where I found a number, they refer you to the website, but I can't log in. So it's like a continuous cycle that, it's ridiculous. It frustrates me to no end because I have a lot of friends that I connected with on Facebook. So the way that I had Ricky Speaks Life set up was I had my Facebook profile, my personal Facebook profile, and then I had Ricky Speaks Life linked to my profile page. And so when Ricky Speaks Life got shut down, it also shut down my personal profile page. And I spent probably 3 weeks to almost a little more than two months trying to figure out how to get in touch with Facebook. Nobody nobody responded to my emails. It made me lose respect for the company. All of that, like, it was just like, man, these people are slimy. And then I realized, well, it's all of them, you know. So with that said, I didn't lose much sleep after that because I did spend time praying about this, and I'm like, you know what? It's okay. It's only the internet. Like, why be so concerned over this, right? And I'm telling you this story because I'm bringing you in on the journey. But I'm like, like, maybe I do need to take some time away from Facebook. But this time it was like taken away. And let me tell you, I felt withdrawals, like major withdrawals. Just the scrolling and, spending a lot of time doing nothing on Facebook. I was just very, almost like I was drug addicted to it. Like I was addicted to a drug, And so I spent some time away from even trying to recover it. But I later learned that Facebook, the company, they delete your account after a certain amount of time anyway, because it stays in like limbo for a while, and then they delete it, and I'm like, all right, forget this, whatever. These guys, I already lost respect for them anyway, so they just care about money. They don't really, you're just helping them make money. That's it. They don't care about you. So, with that, maybe if I was making them more money, they would probably care. I think maybe that's a plausible line of thought there. But anyway, I was deflated with Ricky Speaks Life because a lot of my viewership was through Facebook. I didn't really have much through YouTube. The interesting thing, though, that I really am confused by, apparently Facebook and Instagram are linked, but I don't know how I was still able to get into my Instagram, but I couldn't get into my Facebook. So that's weird to me because they were the same login, everything, all that. But anyway, I still have Instagram, and like it because some of the friends that I have on Instagram were on Facebook, and so that's kind of nice. Not as many, different kind of environment, it's just videos and pictures. But so that was very depleting when it came to Ricky Speaks Life, and I was also transitioning into like a counseling role part-time, and I couldn't really devote a lot of time to Ricky Speaks Life, and so I just like put a pause on it and didn't really devote much more to it. Fast forwarding into now, because all of that I believe happened in 2024. So fast forwarding now, which is June 4th, 2025. Um, I Let me back up a little bit. All that took place probably around January, February 24, something like that. But now, fast forwarding to now, uh, I had spent a lot of time contemplating, okay, so there's Ricky Speaks Life, this entity that's there. I got a website and a social media page, Instagram and YouTube page. And so I'm like, what do I do with this? And I did some deep digging. Like, okay, so Ricky Speaks Life has a good mission and vision. Wasn't really clearly defined because I couldn't really clearly define it. And then I asked myself more questions because that's how I come to figuring things out. Why couldn't I clearly define my vision and mission? Well, I would say maybe I wasn't fully invested in Ricky Speaks Life from the beginning. I think I had I know I had emotional highs with it, and I was very happy, and then frustrated with Ricky Speaks Life. Just starting it, I had some support, but it wasn't really my thing. A lot of it was encouragement from peers telling me that, I have a story, I should go out and share it and start a nonprofit and do all this and, share my story, share my story. And while it's beneficial, I think that's great to share my story. And then things started to creep into my mind, my heart. Things were not like, something didn't sit right with me. And I'm like, why is it that I can't get super zealous about this? It seems good. Helping people get wheelchairs, telling my story, encouraging, motivating people, and pointing them to how God's done things in my life. That sounds great, But something was not still right. It began to be about me. Not that I was doing that, but people that had heard my story were elevating me to a very uncomfortable level, and I didn't like that. Not that I have control over that, but it still didn't sit right with me because I don't want to be like a Joel Osteen or a Nick Vujicic kind of person. Joel Osteen, I question. I think if you're a biblical Christian, you should question him. But also for Nick, he's a solid dude, but it's just not my forte to want to go out and talk about myself, and it just doesn't feel right. Now, over time, if those of you who have seen my other videos, you'll notice there was a shift where I turned my messages into mini sermons. I don't know, 5 to 20-minute sermon-esque things. And I had a friend mention, dude, get back to your story. Like, you can find, a lot of these mini sermon things. No, like, you can find that anywhere. I'm like, oh, maybe that's actually also part of the problem. Like, that's what people want, is to feel good, and they don't want this kind of truth. Not saying that my friend wanted that, but there was a underlying messaging behind it. And so I was like, no, like that also doesn't feel good. Like, I'm not really wanting to do this, because back in, like, if we backtrack here, all of this started because some friends were encouraging me to tell my story, and I'm like, yeah, cool, that sounds good. I'll tell my story. And I think it just, I'm not into the big Eva mega church thing. I know I've gone to mega churches and stuff like that, but I'm not into that. It's just super. There's a book I want to encourage you to check out and read. It's called Worshiptainment, by a PCA pastor that I really like, Matthew Everhard. Check his channel out. Amazing. But anyway, he talks about how the church's idol is worship music, where it's like entertaining. It's not for the Lord, it's a lot of it is for yourself. And I'm not into that. I never really have been. Maybe when I was a new Christian, but once I don't know, I changed. Yeah. But anyway, um, that messaging doesn't sit right with me. It almost feels like a Joel Osteen, Steve Furtick elevation stuff. You know what I mean? Like, it's this big Eva stuff. And if you're like sitting here listening to me getting annoyed and angry about that, is what I'm saying, well, dig into scripture and find other other people who would say the same thing. I'm not the only one, so, but that's okay. I could be. And you still got to wrestle with that and understand why I'm saying what I'm saying. I got off the path of my story. So, I was never really fully, like, invested in Ricky Speaks Life. It was just friends kind of like pushing me along, kind of like kicking the rock down the road, and like encouraging. And that's cool, that's great, but it's not my thing. As far as where Ricky Speaks Life is going, I'm not sure. That's why at the beginning of the video where I'm like hesitant on really being sure of where it's going. I gotta get to work soon, but I'm not really sure where it's going. I am gonna continue to have it on a hiatus, but also I'm thinking that I might do other side ventures. My heart is really into counseling, and I also have considered life coaching, and so that's kind of like where I'm going, in that direction. So we'll see. Pray for me. Pray for direction, that the Lord would continue to give wisdom in the midst of all this. And yeah, thanks for watching this long video. What is it? Almost 20 minutes. So have a good day, y'all.